Hello, everyone. How's it going? Atheist Ranger here. Uh, no, it's a little late, at least on the East Coast. Probably on the West Coast, not that late. But I'm here to make a video response to True Empiricism. Not really sure why, because I'm pretty sure this has already been done to death. But I figured I'd give it a shot, seeing as the big I guess the big timers are don't want to waste the time with a person such as True Empiricism. Anywho, before I get into this video response, to my lovely audience, I know that I've been forgetting to leave my PayPal down below, and yeah, it will be down below in future videos. And just a little FYI, anyone who donates over $10, I will respond to a video of your choosing, assuming that I know anything about said topic. Anyway, that being said, let's get into what True has to say about the separation of church and state, shall we? Oh my! Really? One of these videos again? Just wow. All right. Well, let's see if we can hear him.
What's going on, everybody?
I'm sorry, dude. Seriously, True. I doubt that you're ever going to see this video, but if you do, turn your fucking camera sideways.
I got a comment earlier, and kind of a disappointing comment, and because of it, I'm going to give a bit of an announcement right now. Somebody said that the Great Diluter Act referred to that took place in the early 1600s, and yes, obviously that's true, which is you know. It's the same thing with like those two that I was speaking to last night. When I say look into the Great Diluter Act, look up the Great Diluter Act, you should look up the information that goes along with it, because with the what happened in the early 1600s, that carried on over to the last 100 years after the Great Diluter Act took place.
Effect, sir.
Off the top of my head, 1844 Gerard and Verdell, I believe it was. There was a court of
Actually looked up this court session, ladies and gentlemen, as well as others who may have responded to this video. But that had something to do with clergymen teaching in public schools, if I remember correctly. So no, it had nothing to do with the Bible being taught in school. And as far as the Bible being taught in school back in our founding fathers' day, it was used as a fucking literary tool. It was used to teach children how to read and write. That's it. It was not taught as fact. Uh, you know, at post Constitution.
and many of the founding fathers, they used the same reasoning as the Great Diluter Act. They insisted the Bible should be taught in the classrooms.
Oh my god! Just because they supposedly approved of it, which, by the way, citation needed, please. Just because they approved of it doesn't mean that the Congress that we know today passed such an act. And because of the Constitution, because of the Establishment Clause, that act most likely would have been null and void post-Constitution. And as I just said, not even 30 seconds earlier, the Bible, while was taught in school on our founding fathers' day, it was used as a literary tool. It was used to teach children how to read and write. That is all. This ridiculous idea that you, individuals such as yourself, Trumpism, seem to have that, oh, well, the Bible was taught as fact. Maybe before the Constitution it was, and maybe even during the Articles of Confederation, but post Constitution, after Constitution, it was not taught as fact. It was used as a literary tool.
That was just the train of thought before the colonies and after the colonies and after we became the United States. And because there's so much information in regards to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something I've never done before on that. I'm gonna maybe not this Sunday. I don't know if it's gonna be this Sunday or not. It's gonna be this Sunday or next Sunday probably. I'm going to be doing a hangout where I am going to be giving a presentation talking about all this information. Because there's
okay, True. I'm gonna be honest with you here, and I'm being really, really honest with you, True. Literally no one is going to watch that video. You are hands down the most boring person on fucking YouTube. Just putting that out there. You may want to just save your time.
A lot of it. And if I just tell people go look into this direction, I might know what I'm referring to, but they're not going to get the gist of it, and they're honestly going to be too lazy to go look into the information.
No, we're not. Okay, most of what you're saying can be disproven with a 5-minute fucking Google search. Are you serious, dude?
I mean, because there's so many quotes out there, so much references out to the Great Diluter Act. Hey, what's going on? Jesus is Lord. So many references out there from the 1600s all the way to the probably the late 1800s, I would say. But I think there's one example after like 1910 where the Bible was still in the classroom in certain places.
For the last goddamn time, it was used as a literary tool, and again, citation fucking needed. Where is your evidence that the Diluter Act was still in effect after the Constitution? Because I have tried to look this up. I found fucking nowhere. And even if the Founding Fathers did reference it, who cares? The the Congress that we know today did not pass such an act.
It's only the last 60 or 70 years where this new interpretation of separation of church and state was really being implemented.
It's not a new interpretation. That was always the interpretation. The Founding Fathers did not want religion and government to mix. That's one of the reasons why they fled fucking England. That's one of the reasons why a lot of immigrants during that time fled from Europe. There was no, separation of religion and state.
The classrooms. But like I said, these people, they're too lazy. They're not going to go look into this information. So this Sunday or the Sunday after this Sunday, I don't know when it's going to be. Hopefully I can do it beforehand. I'm going to give a presentation. There's going to be a lot of information I'm going to throw at you guys. A lot of, like people making statements about Benjamin Franklin not being a Christian or not believing in God, claiming that he's a deist. Thomas Jefferson.
He was. I mean, there's one of Benjamin Franklin's most famous quotes is that lighthouses have more uses than churches. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, if there was a Christian YouTuber right now making a video that's saying that lighthouses serve more lighthouses have more uses than churches, I guarantee you, Ronnie and G-Man and Vecco will be making videos saying that Christian YouTuber isn't a real Christian. Most of the Founding Fathers had a healthy mix of evenly. My apologies, I'm a little tired, ladies and gentlemen. The Founding Fathers had both Christian and deistic beliefs. This idea that you have that most of them were devout in their Christian faith, they weren't. In fact, a lot of them questioned it.
Pain, all these things that you hear these people say, they don't understand what they're talking about. And
yes, they do. They've looked up the information, Ronnie. They've looked it up. And these quotes, these are quotes from the men themselves. These are things that men believed. Okay? I mean, it was Thomas Jefferson who made it very clear that Christianity is not and never will be part of the common law here in the United States.
What they've done is they've grabbed a hold of quotes on the internet that from some secular website, and they've never done a study on this.
If by secular websites you mean historical websites, then sure, Ronnie, go down that road.
But I've been looking into this for years. I don't know if you guys remember Jade West when she was around. Yeah, we used to go back and forth over the evolution thing sometimes. But this topic right here, separation of church and state, was what we were usually going back and forth on. So I've been talking about this for years. I've been looking into this information for years, and I know what to say. So this Sunday...
apparently you fucking don't. because a lot of people before me have made very, very, very powerful counterpoints to your garbage. So apparently you don't.
Or next Sunday, there's going to be a very good, long-winded presentation. It's going to probably be very long, and I'm going to make sure I have all the material there so I can lay it all out. That way, whenever this topic is brought up again, you guys are better prepared to engage with the topic at hand. Because last night with Brenda and Ronan, it was kind of ridiculous. I actually ended up finding new information. The funny thing about the discussion last night is that when Brenda came in, she does what she usually does, right? You can hear her typing away on the keyboard, and so you know she doesn't know what the topic's about. She's just went and found the first thing she could find on Google, obviously.
Yeah, Ronnie, just stop the embarrassment. I actually watched part of that debate, and I heard no clickety clackety of keyboards. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for my own viewers, but I heard no clickety clack of her keyboard, sir. So, what you're just lying.
And so I knew what the topic was about. I knew what about this Bible that was published by Congress. You know, the information involved with it.
It was not published by fucking Congress. Okay, a publisher by the name, I believe his last name was Atkins, went to Congress and saying, "Hey, because of this blockade that we have with Britain, we're kind of short on Bibles. Do you mind if I, print some with my publishing company?" And I believe the Congress made up a resolution pretty much giving him the authority to do that. Congress gave no money to this man or his publishing company to do this. So you're just flat fucking wrong.
But I wasn't aware of the motive behind Congress beforehand, and that they were going to try to get 20,000 Bibles brought in, and they're concerned for the welfare of the children and people, in our society. They wanted those Bibles brought in for religious reasons.
No, they didn't. Okay, that is not fucking true. I mean, that may have been true with the colony of Massachusetts. That may have been true, but post-Constitution, as I just said, the Bible was used as a literary tool. It was. Well, I've already said what I've had to say, so let's let this man continue.
And it really narrowed it down when we found out that Congress actually produced a resolution, and they themselves got a committee together. They became a government task to actually get the publisher to get these.
No, they didn't. No, they fucking didn't. The resolution you're talking about was just giving Atkins the authority to print the Bibles from his publishing company. That is it. This was not a government task. Okay, and by the way, even if it was, this Bible that came out was in 1782, 6 years before the ratification of the Constitution. So even if this was a government task, it was before the separation of church and state even went into effect in this country.
Bibles produced in our country. So I mean, you can't really get any more refined than that. Well, Congress is using almost all of its governmental powers to help to produce a Bible.
No, they fucking didn't. And even if it did, this was before the ratification of the Constitution. The Atkins Bible that you're talking about, that was in 1782. You know when the Constitution was ratified? 1788.
And that's something that they deny. They think that separation of church and state shouldn't allow. So what I'm trying to say is that
it wasn't around in 1782.
When we looked into it, we ended up finding out that there were even more reasons that violated their assessments of separation of church and state than what we were originally looking into as we were reading on. And so, like, these guys are not prepared. Obviously, these guys are atheists. They obviously don't like that truth, the fact that we are a Christian-based society, not just in population, but, historically speaking.
No, we're not. In fact, let's look up something, shall we? Oh, look at that. A Christian state is a country that recognizes a form of Christianity as its official religion and often has a state church, which is a government denomination that supports the government and is supported by the government. Let me ask you something, Ronnie. What denomination, since you apparently believe that the America is a Christian nation or state, what denomination did the United States take? And where's its where is its official church? Yeah, that's what I thought. We may be a country full of Christians, but we are not a Christian country. We never have been. We're never going to be.
And I'm going to jump on that. There's going to be a lot of information I'm going to throw at you guys this Saturday, or I'm sorry, this Sunday or next Sunday. If I can do it beforehand, I'm going to do it. You guys will, you'll get an announcement, but I don't think it's going to be before Sunday, just because of the way my schedule is. But that's it, guys. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. At least if you're an atheist, like, watch it. Even if you don't agree with it, watch it, because I think you'll be intrigued. And
no, I'm going to be dumbfounded, and I'm sure most of what you're going to bring I can disprove in like 5 minutes of Google search.
And I think that you're probably not going to be prepared for the angles that I'm going to be approaching this towards.
Oh my God. True. Why do you think you're some intellectual force to be reckoned with? And that's a serious question, by the way. Why do you and G-Men and you Clown Car Posse members seem to think that you're some intellectual force to be reckoned with? You're not. If you want to do this presentation, fine, but stop acting like you're some scholar on this subject. You're not.
And maybe eventually, maybe some of you guys will actually concede that I'm right about this topic of America being a Christian society.
We're not a Christian society. You know what that implies? That implies that Christianity is the official religion of the United States. It's not. For the most part, the United States government, both at the federal level, state level, and local level, are neutral on issues of religion. They do not take sides.
I don't know where anybody can assess it. You notice the only thing that they do, one of two things they usually do. They usually stay on the First Amendment. Like, I can bring up different quotes, and not only.
Well, yeah, that was that's where the separation of church and state is. That's where that part is. So why would we not stay on the First Amendment?
Different quotes, different documents throughout, the course of American history, both before and after the founding fathers.
Well, first of all, what happened before is fucking irrelevant. Okay, because there was no separation of church before.
Produced the Constitution, like I keep on saying. But they don't really have any quotes. They just mention Thomas Jefferson, usually a quote that he had back and forth with a Baptist preacher, and the First Amendment. So there's one other. Like, I was anticipating that Brenda the other day was going to bring up, or last night was going to bring up the Treaty of Tripoli, which says that we are not in any sense a Christian nation. But obviously they take that out of context too. If you keep on reading, it says, as it has an inherent hostility towards Muslims. It's not saying we're not a Christian nation. It's saying that we're not like those people that you're having conflict with over there in Europe. We're not those kinds of Christians.
No, that's not what it was implying. It was implying that we are not a Christian nation. That's what it was implying. It says very specifically that the United States is in no way, shape, or form found on the Christian faith. Okay? And we were doing that because, yeah, the Muslims at the time were having problem with the real Christian nations in Europe. We wanted these Muslims to know, hey, we are a religiously neutral nation. That is what we were telling the Muslims during that time with that treaty.
We'll probably jump into a little bit of the history in regards to that too as well. There's going to be a lot of information. But that is it, guys. This is just supposed to be a quick announcement. I've actually got to take off.
Okay, well, that is the end of that. Yeah, that was just wow. I mean that was painful to get through. Okay, well, as always, my conclusion statement. True empiricism. If you see this video, which I doubt you will, but in case you do, this point that you're trying to make that we're a Christian society, this myth, as Godless Engineer pointed out in the chat in this video, that's called it's called the founding myth for a reason, because it's a myth. We are not a Christian nation. We're not a Christian society. We, as I said, earlier in the video, we may be a nation full of Christians, but we are not a Christian nation. Just because you guys are the denomination for the time being, doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. Okay? The founding fathers did not want religion to be part of the government. They did not want any religion having say in what the government did. Period. And as far as the founding fathers, I would say most of them, the vast majority of them had both Christian and deistic beliefs. And that's not me talking. Any historian will tell you, will back me up on this. Anywho, that is my video response to True Empiricism. And yeah, again, my PayPal is down below. Feel free to donate, like, comment, subscribe, and please share my video because I am actually trying to make videos like these on a somewhat regular basis, and I am trying to grow my channel at least. Yeah, anyway, you all have a good night. Bye.